What's up, internet? So, with the release of Keeper coming out this last weekend, that means Osgood Perkins has now put out three films in a little over a year and a half around that time. That's Longlegs, The Monkey, and now The Keeper. I liked the first two of those films a lot. I enjoyed Longlegs a lot. I thought it was a really good crime thriller akin to like Silence of the Lambs, which obviously it took inspiration from. And The Monkey, I just thought was a fun time. It had a lot of fun kills. This new one, Keeper, though, unfortunately, I was a little let down. And like I try to do with most films, I dodged much of the trailers for this. I think I saw maybe 30 seconds of a teaser, like something like that, very little. So I didn't know too much about it going in. This one ends up being kind of like a relationship getaway to a remote cabin that the boyfriend owns. It's like on an anniversary, and then just a whole bunch of spooky shenanigans take place from there. And when you hear the basic breakdown for this plot, it doesn't really sound like anything new or something you haven't seen before. There's countless horror movies that involve like cabin getaways, vacation getaways, stuff like that, and just relationships in general. This one, I kind of just didn't really feel anything for the whole like first hour. It kind of picks up towards like the last 15 to 20 minutes when it actually establishes some lore. I'm not going to get into the lore at all here because I don't like to spoil anything, but you know, that whole first hour, not a whole lot going on to me at all. And then that last like 15 to 20 minutes, it actually does pick up, but then it's just over. Yeah, so unfortunately to me, it just kind of feels like they had this somewhat cool idea for the ending to this film, but didn't know how to flesh it out whatsoever with the lead up to it. They tried their best at least. And by trying their best with this movie, I really just mean, honestly, Tatiana Maslany, if I said her name right. She puts on a really good performance here. A lot of this film is just her for most of it, and her performance does hold it together at least, and she's really good on screen. And one other good thing I can say, at least, about this film is Perkins did shoot some of these scenes really well. There's a creek by the cabin, and there's a lot of scenes that like transition, like fading water between the creek, like the creek fading into something else. I thought those looked really stunning, and those were awesome to see at least. So it does have some good like cinematography and good shots. But other than like that, some good performances and some like cool monster designs. Not a whole lot going on here. I really didn't even think it was scary either, which sucks because I would at least like it to be kind of scary. I ended up giving this film a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I think it's a mid and forgettable horror movie. Super slow in the beginning, only picks up towards like the last 15 to 20 minutes and then just ends. Osgood Perkins might need to slow down a little bit on his filmmaking. I still like him a lot, and I'm excited to see his work in the future. But I don't know if three films in a year and a half is the right idea. Also, the guy that wrote this, Osgood Perkins only directed, so somebody else wrote this one. He wrote Dangerous Animals. I thought that film was awesome, so I'm not out on the writer either. Just a little hesitant going forward.